There are moments in life when everything familiar suddenly turns against you. Moments when obedience does not lead to reward and faith does not seem to protect you. The story of Joseph begins not with celebration, not with fulfillment, but with betrayal. Joseph was young. He was deeply loved by his father, and he carried dreams that came from God. But those dreams stirred jealousy in the hearts of his brothers. They did not confront him. They did not correct him. They watched. They waited. And when the moment came, they chose action over mercy.
Joseph's brothers didn't just feel jealous. They saw his dreams as a challenge to their place in the family. They didn't confront him directly, but instead they let their anger build up, hiding their true feelings.
Joseph was sent to check on his brothers in the fields. He walked toward them, unaware of the thoughts forming in their hearts. The coat of many colors given to him by his father made him visible. It marked him as different. It reminded them of the favor they believed he did not deserve. Sometimes what God places on you becomes the very reason others rise against you.
Joseph was simply following his father's instructions, but his brothers saw it as a chance to get rid of him. Instead of talking about their frustrations, they chose silence and secrecy, planning to act when Joseph was most vulnerable.
Before Joseph could speak, they seized him. Not strangers, not enemies, his own brothers. They stripped him of the coat that was a symbol of love, favor, and identity, and they led him toward a pit hidden in the wilderness. They lowered Joseph into the pit, dark, cold, silent. No explanation was given, no mercy was shown. And when they were done, they turned away and walked on, leaving him to his destiny.
Joseph's coat wasn't just a garment, it was a reminder of his father's love. Stripping him of it was their way of stripping him of his identity. By taking what he valued most, they were trying to take away his connection to his father's love and his purpose.
Inside the pit, Joseph stood alone. The dreams were still real, but the silence was louder than the promise.
The pit wasn't just a place of physical isolation. It was a test of Joseph's faith. It's easy to lose hope when you can't see the next step, but sometimes it's in the silence that God is shaping us for something greater.
He did not know what would happen next. He did not know that this pit was not his destination. All he could see were walls, emptiness. Many people believe that if God is with you, you will never face the pit. But Scripture reveals something deeper. God does not always prevent the pit. Sometimes He allows it. Sometimes He uses it to execute His plans. What looks like rejection may be redirection. What feels like delay may be preparation.
It would be easy to assume that the pit marked the end of Joseph's dreams. But in God's plan, the pit was the starting point. Often, the places we feel most trapped are the places where God is preparing us for something bigger than we can imagine.
The pit did not cancel Joseph's calling, it rather concealed it. God's silence does not mean His absence, and the season that feels like loss may be the very season when strength is formed, momentum is gathered, faith is tested, and destiny birthed. Joseph's story did not end in the pit, but the pit was part of the story. What his brothers meant for harm became the platform for rising. And if you find yourself in the darkest moments, seasons of uncertainty, remember this: The pit is not the end. It is often the beginning of something greater than you can imagine.
The rise of Joseph didn't happen by chance. What seemed like rejection was actually God's redirection. The pit was not a permanent place, it was a preparation for the platform where Joseph's dreams would be fulfilled. Joseph's journey from betrayal to triumph is a reminder that God works in ways we may never understand. The pit, the hardship, and the silence were not setbacks but setups for greater things ahead. Joseph's faith, even when he couldn't see the path, led him to his destiny. And just like Joseph, your struggles don't define you. God's purpose for you does. The pit is not the end, but often the beginning of something greater. Trust the process, even in the darkest moments, because God's plan is always unfolding.
Thank you for watching. This is the first episode of Joseph's story. Stay tuned for more.